If you're thinking about moving to Katy, Texas, or anywhere in the greater Houston area, there's one topic that surprises almost every relocation buyer I work with, and that is property taxes. Now, before you panic, there's good news and there's reality. So the good news is Texas has no state income tax. The reality is that money has to come from somewhere, and in Texas, a large portion of it comes from property taxes. Make sure you stay with me for a minute because I'm going to show you a very quick example where the exact same priced home can cost about $260 more per month in taxes depending on the neighborhood. Most relocation buyers have no idea how much that small little difference in tax rate can impact their monthly payment. So, today I want to walk you through how property taxes actually work in Katy and the Houston suburbs, what you should expect, and how to avoid surprises when you're buying a home here. First, let's talk about typical tax rates. In the Katy, Cypress, and Fulshear areas, most property tax rates fall somewhere between 2.3% and 3.3% of the home's value. Now that range can vary depending on the specific neighborhood because property taxes here are made up of several different components. You'll usually see taxes from things like the school district, the county, the city if you're inside the city limits, and sometimes something called a MUD district. And if you're relocating from another state, the first time that you hear the term MUD tax, it might sound a little strange because honestly, it still does, and I've lived here all my life. But MUD stands for Municipal Utility District, and it's actually very common in the newer Texas communities. So a MUD helps fund infrastructure like roads, water systems, and drainage when a new neighborhood is developed. So homes in these communities typically have a slightly higher tax rate at first, but the upside is that you're getting a newer home. You're getting newer amenities and a master plan community. Now let me give you a quick example so that you can see how this translates into real numbers, because I think that will be eye-opening for you. So let's say you buy a home in Katy for about $450,000. If the tax rate is 3%, that would equal about $13,500 per year in property taxes, which breaks down to roughly $1,125 per month just in taxes. So let's look at the exact same home price in a neighborhood with a 2.3 tax rate instead. At 2.3%, the yearly property taxes would be about $10,350 a year, or roughly $862 a month. So the difference between a 3% and a 2.3% on a $450,000 home is about $3,150 a year, which is roughly $260 a month. And over the life of the loan, that difference can add up to thousands of dollars. And this is exactly why when I work with relocation buyers, we don't talk just about the home's price. We also talk about tax rates in different neighborhoods, because sometimes choosing one community over another can significantly impact your monthly payment. Another important thing to know is the tax rates can vary a lot between neighborhoods, even if the home prices are similar. I've seen two homes priced around $450,000 with a difference of several $1,000s per year in property taxes simply because one neighborhood has a higher MUD tax rate or falls into a different school district. All those things come into play. That's one of the reasons why you want to work with a local agent who understands the different communities and how they can help when you're relocating. When I work with relocation buyers, we don't just look at the purchase price of the home, we also look at the total monthly cost, including taxes, insurance, and HOA fees. so that you have a clearer picture of what homeownership will actually look like. Because the goal is not just to find you a beautiful home that you love, but we want to make sure that it fits comfortably within your budget. Now, the good news is that many people relocating to Texas still find the overall cost of living here very reasonable, especially when you factor in no state income tax, and we have a strong job growth here in the Houston area. So yes, property taxes are an important piece of the puzzle, but once you understand how they work, they're much easier to plan for. If you're thinking about moving to Katy Texas, Cypress, Fulshear, or anywhere in the greater Houston area, I'd be happy to help you navigate the different neighborhoods and show you where you can get the most value for your particular budget. And if relocation videos like this are helpful for you, make sure to subscribe because I share videos about living in Katy, Texas and relocating to the Houston suburbs. I hope you found this video in this series helpful. Thanks. See you next time.